Let's start with the cold, hard truth. Being a nice guy is not the virtue you think it is. It's not earning you respect. It's not getting you the success you want. And it's definitely not winning over the women you're interested in. Instead, it's turning you into a pushover, someone who gets walked on, ignored, and overlooked. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you need to be a jerk, but this nice guy persona, always trying to please everyone, avoiding conflict, and putting others' needs before your own, is holding you back in every area of your life. Today, I'm going to break down exactly why being a nice guy is ruining your life and how to fix it. By the end of this video, you'll start being someone who commands respect, success, and real connections. So what does it mean to be a nice guy? Let's define the term. A nice guy isn't just someone who's polite or kind. Being polite and kind are great traits, don't get me wrong. But a nice guy, in this context, is someone who puts everyone else's needs before their own, avoids conflict at all costs, hides their true feelings to keep the peace, expects validation, love, or success in return for their niceness. Does that sound like you? If it does, don't worry, you're not alone. Society has conditioned many of us to believe that being agreeable, non-confrontational, and overly accommodating is the key to a happy life. But the truth? It's a recipe for frustration, resentment, and failure. Reason 1. You're not being authentic. When you're constantly trying to be nice, you're not being honest with yourself or others. You suppress your true thoughts, feelings, and desires because you're afraid of rocking the boat. But here's the problem. People can sense when you're not being real. The reality check. People respect authenticity, not niceness. When you're afraid to speak your mind, set boundaries, or stand up for yourself, you're essentially telling the world, I don't value myself enough to be real. Solution. Start being honest with yourself and others. If something bothers you, say it. If you have a different opinion, express it. Authenticity might make some people uncomfortable, but it will earn you respect from the right people. Reason 2. You're letting people walk all over you. Nice guys are often the first to say yes to everything, even when it's inconvenient or unfair. Why? Because they're afraid of conflict. But every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you're saying no to yourself. The no BS truth. People will take advantage of you if you let them, whether it's at work, in relationships, or even with friends. Being overly accommodating makes you a target for manipulation and exploitation. Solution. Learn to say no. It's one of the most powerful words in your vocabulary. Saying no doesn't make you a bad person. It makes you someone who values their time, energy, and self-respect. Reason 3. You're not attracting respect or desire. Let's address the elephant in the room. Relationships. If you're constantly wondering why women aren't interested in you, despite being such a nice guy, here's the hard truth. Women don't want a doormat. The harsh reality. Being nice isn't a substitute for being confident, ambitious, and self-assured. When you're overly nice, you come across as needy and insecure, and nothing kills attraction faster than neediness. Solution. Focus on building yourself first. Confidence comes from knowing you have value to offer, not just to women, but to the world. Start pursuing your goals, passions, and interests. When you're living a life you're proud of, confidence follows naturally. Reason 4. You're living for validation. Nice guys often do things for others, not out of genuine care, but because they're seeking approval. They want to be liked, appreciated, or validated. But here's the problem. When your self-worth depends on others, you give away your power. The cycle of dependence. You do something nice, hoping for praise. When you don't get it, you feel frustrated and unappreciated. Sound familiar? That's because you're placing your self-worth in the hands of others instead of owning it yourself. Solution. Stop seeking validation. Focus on doing things that align with your values and goals. Not because you want recognition, but because they're important to you. Self-respect comes from within, not from external praise. Reason 5. You're not setting boundaries. Nice guys often struggle with boundaries. They let others dictate their time, energy, and emotions because they don't want to upset anyone. But without boundaries, you're letting others control your life. The consequences. When you don't set boundaries, you burn out. You feel overworked, underappreciated, and resentful. And guess what? That's not anyone else's fault. It's yours. Solution. Start setting clear boundaries. If someone asks you to do something you're not comfortable with, politely decline. If someone crosses a line, call them out. Boundaries aren't about being mean. They're about protecting your well-being. Now that we've identified why being a nice guy is ruining your life, here's how to turn things around. Be honest and authentic. Speak your truth, even if it's uncomfortable. Learn to say no. Protect your time and energy by setting clear boundaries. Stop seeking validation. Build your self-worth from within, not from others' approval. Focus on your goals. Pursue your passions and ambitions unapologetically. Build confidence through action. Take risks, make mistakes, and grow from them. From now on, you understood and learned why you should not be a nice guy. So what are your comments on this subject? Now go out there and own your life. No excuses, no BS, just results. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to Bob.